Tony's at it.
Sanding now.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and another day, more sanding. So, bit of an update video again. Like mentioned, I'm not going to constantly keep filming sanding because Tony's done a lot more of it than me today, and it's quite boring, isn't it, Tony? No comment from Tony. I'll get the kettle back on. Bit of an update. So in the week I came down, I left you in the last episode where we're getting all the panels basically prepped. So I came down and got everything in epoxy. The only things I've not epoxied is the bonnet and the boot, purely because we couldn't find any microblister on it, and we're just going to send it. It's absolutely okay. These are the original panels for the car, but they're in very good condition. Just a few dents here that Tony's now sorting that I've modified the boot lid on. So I got a bit too much heat in this area, so we've got to put a bit of filler there, and then just a few minor dents. Both the doors have been previously skinned, which isn't helpful, and therefore have needed just a little bit around the edges. But they're coming out okay. They're a little bit worse than we thought. There's a few parking dinks in this one and stuff like that. We're getting there with it. Over here's the dump pile ready for high build. So we've gone through all the arches, we double checked they fit. We've cleaned out like these areas that go around the seam strips, now they're fitted. Number plate plinth's ready. Hinges are ready, bonnet's ready. Car's not changed too much apart from I've put these tower bolts back in, cleaned them all up. Lovely and shiny in there. But this is basically stay the same. So we're going to run over this with the sander. Obviously it feels rough, it's just high build. But the shell is kind of just waiting for us to hit it hard, but we want to get the opening panels to the same point the shell is, and then that way we're kind of going the same direction with everything. Over here, I've been busy trying to get the car a bit better to steer. So I've cleaned and painted using James's door, sorry James, there's a little table. The pedal box, so that's all been nice and painted up, all cleaned out, all de-rusted. All the studs survived when I took it apart, so they're good. Then we've got the column bracket, accelerator pedal, doesn't need to go in, but I thought I'd paint it. These are the brackets for the number plate plinth, and then that's the ashtray, which I've forgotten to drill holes for in the new floor. So I'll need to do that once the carpet's in, and the hole's cut out already for the carpet, so I'll be able to work out where it needs to go. So that's a bit of an update with them bits and bobs. So in theory, the steering column, I've just cleaned up and painted that as well. We're just getting it so we can steer it around a little bit easier. So it'd be nice to get that back in. Keys are in ignition, ready to go for Mrs. S, so that should be quite good. Yeah, I think we're getting there. There's a lot of sanding to be done. There's a few bits in this box that I've been cleaning up. Like these have always had overspray all over them, so I've been trying to clean these back a bit. But one of the latches is quite kind of slack, so I don't know. I might try and rifle through my spares and try and get a better one. But yeah, I think we're getting there. I think we want to finish today on having everything in high build, and then that way we can come down and do more sanding. But the sanding we will be doing is in theory the last sanding that we'll do before actually painting the car red. So I'll bring you guys in for a bit of an update every now and then. Might put a bit of time lapsing on, but I don't really know how much we're going to achieve today, but I thought I'd bring you in for another update anyway. We're working away. We're getting closer to paint day. I owe Tony an egg custard soon as well.
Yeah, I'm starving.
Yeah, he's starving. So, yeah, getting there. Looking good. Oh, Gary. Right, so wind on another few weeks. You probably saw that time lapse. That was an absolute shambles. So to paint the car, I've got the loan of a proper paint stand to put all the panels and stuff on. So that should be okay. I wouldn't even entertain painting a car this way. Although I did it all on the driveway on trestles and it kind of worked out okay, but this has got to be a bit better than that. So the bonnet is now in primer, arches are in primer, number plate plinth's in primer, boot hinges are in primer, and I've just primed the doors. So as you can see, I've kind of hung them up the best I can, got the little heater going, and I've just run out of primer, but most of the door is covered where it needs to be, but really it needs some primer because I've still got to prime the boot yet. So we really are kind of running out of time. The weather is just getting colder and damper, and you just shouldn't be even really doing this in this environment. It is so cold in here. I've got the little heater that Matt's donated to the channel, or Matt's friend, so thank you very much again for that. That is just warming up this end, and we will use it when it comes to the paint day, but I'm starting to wonder if I can get this done now before Christmas, because I am just really running out of time. Yeah, kind of don't know what to do really. Yeah, I want this to look nice, and it's just not going to at this rate. I feel like everything's getting a little bit rushed. But yeah, to make myself feel a bit better anyway, what we're going to do is down on the car here, which is kind of sort of covered up. I've been painting up things like the pedal box, so I've given it a good wire wheel, good clean up. That's all in paint. We've got the bracket now that's in paint. That's the ashtray, which I need to drill once we put the carpets back in, and they're little brackets for the number plate plinth. But I can get the pedal box back in and the column back in, which is there, basically because we can then steer the car, we can move it around a lot easier. So that is my plan, I think, next to finish this episode off. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough few weeks, guys. It really is. The weather really is against me, and time is just not there. So we can have some days like this where it's lovely and warm outside. It might work, but I just think there's too much damp in the air. It's a lot of money to waste the materials to have it look terrible. So we're just gonna have to see how we get on, I think. Yeah, gotta do what we can do. So I'll set you guys up on a time lapse. I'm just gonna try and work out how I get all this column and everything back in, and the pedal box. That way we can steer the car around, and plus, you know, keys are back in the ignition kind of thing, and it's getting that step forward. So yeah, let's have that done. But before that, remember to go and check out Minimine, our sponsors. There's a discount code on the screen now for 10% off when you spend £15 or more on our eBay store. We got stuff like this. So like the bottom pinch bolt, always replace that when you take your column out. Various nuts and bolts and bits and pieces we've got. What else did we get from them to put this in? I think it's just nuts and bolts. Everything else I've cleaned up. But well, I've asked for something. Oh, we've just got a really nice number plate lamp, and I'll try and find that wherever I've put it. So the number plate's going to flip down, just while I've got your attention for Minimine, and we've managed to get this really, really nice little clamp, this little rear lamp. So bear with me, bear with, and I'll show you what it is. So on the boot, if you've got a Mark 1 2 boot, you've got this that will drop down, so this will be this way round. This is a proper Lucas of England glass one. Really nice. You can get that on the eBay store, guys. Metal and glass, not cheap plastic, and it's got 2 bulbs in it, so it's even better really for illumination. So yeah, we bagged that as a little thing just to spur us along. But yeah, also while I've got your attention, big banners down there of Frost. There's a discount code in the description for them as well, so please go check them out. And if you haven't already, there is 62% of you guys that aren't subscribed to this channel. Please subscribe. I'm begging you. No, I'm not begging you, but please, yes, subscribe. If you're watching, why not give it a subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, because it really, really helps us out. So right, I'm gonna bring you guys a time lapse. We're gonna finish this on a high and try and get the car steering again. Right, so I think this is a nice point to end on, I think. Look at that. So we've got obviously the painted car, all this is going to get sound deadened. And then up in there, all new nuts and bolts. And we've got the pedal box all painted, the column all painted, and it's back in. And I think just from an aesthetic point of view, just seeing that back in is a good thing. So now we can actually steer it around, which is always a winner, and it's less things to have kicking about. Right, I think that's a nice point to end the video on. I'm not going to film any more of this prep work because I think this will be the second or third video on just sanding. What I'll do is when we get to the day of paint, I'll run through what me and Tony have been up to on the shell. Basically, we need to flat the shell now. The shell we're kind of happy with it. We are quite happy with the shell now. All the seam strips are done, seam sealing's done. It's kind of ready just for its final flat, and then it can be panel wiped and painted. But I don't want to do all that. I want to paint all the red in one go. So we've got to work on the bonnet. That needs flatting now. This, I'm undecided whether to paint it the same colour as the roof. So this is the number plate plinth, or I might paint it in like the same sort of paint I painted the pedal box and everything in, a nice smooth hammerite, just because it gives it a really nice finish. The number plate sits on there, so I'm not sure what to do with that. It's just one less thing to have to worry about. The doors, like I say, they're flashing off and drying now. They're going to need a lot of work still. I can see that even now I've primed it, they're still going to need a lot of work. So I won't be filming all of this because we're just going to be repeating ourselves. But what I'll do is when we get to paint video, I'll just go, redid all this, this and this. Now we're painting. So I hope you're happy with that because, like I said, we are crunched for a little bit of time and I want to bring you the good video of hopefully painting the car. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Remember, like I say, so many of you aren't subscribed. Please hit that subscribe button on the channel. Give this video a thumbs up and comment away who is excited to see this car in paint, because I really am. And bolting that steering column back in has definitely made me feel happy. So yeah, hopefully Mrs. S will be out driving this car soon. So catch you next one, guys. Look after yourselves.